Hey, what's up? A 22-year-old woman has been freed after 2 years of being kept as a slave. She was tortured and chained up by the neck at a laundromat for 2 years. She was working at the laundromat, and when the owners of the laundromat thought she was stealing, they decided that the best choice would be to keep her as a slave. They stopped paying her, chained her up, and then started torturing her and keeping her as a slave, forcing her to do their ironing. So they caught her stealing and they went straight to slavery. You don't think you could have just fired her? You know, maybe hired someone else? Instead of trying to ruin her whole life. I think it's safe to say that these people are not rational thinkers. This woman was only being fed 1 meal a day. To quench her thirst, she would drink the water from the iron, and to keep herself from getting hungry, she would eat the plastic that the laundry was wrapped in. This woman was living a horrible life. Anytime she stopped working, her captors would just beat her. They would burn her with the iron and beat her with wrenches. Here's some pictures of the woman here. You can tell that this woman was chained up by the neck for a long ass time. That is a nasty scar. She managed to escape from her captors one day when they didn't lock the chain around her neck properly, so she ran away. And she went to police and told them what's been happening to her for 2 years. And this woman says now she's ready to live life to the fullest. And that's good that she's not going to let this situation ruin her life. It seems like she has an optimistic outlook for the future, which is probably a really hard way to feel after something this horrible happens to you. This woman has been beaten and starved so much that they say she has the body of an old woman. And it's hard to find a spot on her body that doesn't have a scar. She's been scarred all over her entire body. This just makes me wonder, because I bet this laundromat was a legitimate business, but they had a woman chained up in the back for 2 years. How many people were coming in here not knowing what the hell was going on? It makes me wonder how many times I've gone to a store and there's been someone chained up in the back doing menial work for them. You'd think it'd be easier for these people to just pay a new worker rather than keep a slave. So she might have stolen from you, so you decide to chain her up for 2 years? That is an extreme punishment. You know what? They've arrested 5 people that were keeping this woman captive. Now they're gonna face up to 40 years in prison. You kept this woman a slave for 2 years. Was it worth it? Because now you get to reminisce on your horrible decisions for 40 years. Maybe some of them will go to the same prison. They can have long conversations about how they're stupid assholes.